Wait, you're not going to believe this. In the early 1700s, a man arrived in England claiming he was from a distant land called Formosa, which we now know as Taiwan. There was just one problem. He was actually a blonde European, and absolutely everything he said about his homeland was made up. The man called himself George Salmanazar. No one knows his real name. He claimed to be a native of Formosa, despite having shoulder-length blonde hair and sounding suspiciously French. Yet people were fascinated. Europe knew very little about Taiwan at the time, making his stories difficult to verify. Salmanazar published a best-selling book describing his homeland. It contained maps, customs, religion, funeral ceremonies, coins, architecture, and even a complete written language. The only problem? He invented all of it. The alphabet, the words, the culture, the history. An entire civilization created from scratch. And somehow it worked. His book spread across Europe. It was translated into several languages. He gave lectures to packed audiences, and he was even invited to teach the Formosan language at Oxford, a language that existed only inside his own head. Now here's the part that amazes me. He wasn't exposed by an explorer. He wasn't exposed by a rival scholar, and nobody arrived from Taiwan to prove he was lying. For years, people simply believed him. Eventually, decades later, George Salmanazar confessed the whole thing himself. He had fooled some of the brightest minds in Europe with a country, a culture, and a language he'd completely invented. Honestly, if he'd lived today, he'd probably have 1 million followers online. Well, that was a little bit BS. Subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.